This video was shot for VOA's Kurdish service as Turkish and allied rebel forces shelled the northern Kurdish-held town of Afrin earlier this week. Meanwhile, airstrikes killed scores of people in Eastern Ghouta, a war monitor said. Addressing the United Nations Security Council in a video briefing Friday, the UN Special Envoy for Syria said he hopes the 6-day ceasefire in the city of Douma holds, but he also warns that violence has escalated elsewhere.
The ceasefire has been affecting and implemented with Jaish Islam in Douma, but not beyond that. But this is only one part of Eastern Ghouta. It is not being replicated, for instance, the rest of Eastern Ghouta or elsewhere, and it is extremely fragile.
Syrian troops have been on the offensive in the Eastern Ghouta area for 3 weeks, a campaign that has reportedly killed 1,300 civilians.
Bottom line, in all this, too many civilians are suffering, too many have died in that area. Let me say first, it need not to be this way. Negotiations in Douma in the last few days do show that there is a way to create the conditions to advance the implementation of your resolution 2401.
But Syria maintains the country is doing everything in its power to implement UN ceasefire resolution 2401 and blames the international community for the suffering of some of its civilians.
The UN agencies, including OCHA, and the governments of other countries who are lamenting about the destiny of the civilians have done nothing to alleviate their suffering.
While speaking at the Holocaust Museum in Washington this week, U.S. National Security Advisor called the actions being carried out in Syria the worst atrocities known to man.
The Assad regime has killed indiscriminately, tortured, starved, raped, and used chemical weapons on its own people. It has attacked hospitals and schools, and countless Syrians have been arrested, abducted, or have simply disappeared.
What's happening in Syria is tragic, says a representative of the non-governmental organization Save the Children.
So you have children who haven't seen the sun in more than 3 weeks because they're hiding for their lives in dark and damp basements.
She notes that more children were killed last year than in any year since the conflict started. Mariama Diallo, VOA News.